What's good, everyone? It's Chambers, and today we're going to be making a Comethazine beat in FL Studio 20. So I'm pretty sure you've heard of him already, but if you haven't, he's fast-paced, he got the bouncy, explosive drums, all that. So we're going to make something like that today. And why not stay stock plugin friendly? So let me get GMS by image line. Let's go to the presets. Let's go to pads and textures. Find something cool. And I'm basing this off, what's it called? Piped Up by Comethazine, produced by Chase the Money. That's cool. So now that I got the preset, I'm going to make sure that the pitch for all of these different wave shapes are the same. So see how these are -12? I'm going to put it back up to 0. So everyone's the same. I'm also going to put the octave at 0 so we're not so high up. And yeah, let's get into the melody. So very high BPM. Probably gonna go with 165. Actually, 160 is better. And let's make a dark, hyped up melody. That would be good with halftime on it. I'm gonna be basing it heavily off of half notes. So basically, that's just when you go one semitone, like from C to C sharp. That adds a lot of tension. Good for trap beats. So as you can see here, from the C sharp to the D, that's a half step. G sharp to the A, half step. Let's move on to a top line melody. With the stock plugin, so there you go, you got a melody. Put that into the playlist, and let's bring the GMS into the mixer. Let's try it with halftime. I'm gonna bring it up an octave. Actually, a lower octave is better for Comethazine because he's like more dark. Not that many high frequencies. But since we're going to go with the lower octave, we have to make sure that we're cutting out the low frequencies with a high pass filter so it doesn't clash with the 808. Add some stereo separation. Make sure that you have a soft clipper on your master track. That could be essential. And really, that's it. We just got that melody. We'll repeat that over time, because in the song Piped Up, the melody doesn't really change. It's just the same thing over and over. So now let's add some drums. I'm going to start with the Spins 808. Now to make it really hit, this is what I usually do with my 808s. I turn the trim all the way up. I go to the tab to the right of the wrench tool, and I boost it by 3%. Also, I'm going to go to the cutoff, bring it down a little bit, so it cuts out some of the high frequencies. Go to your envelope tab. Make sure that your envelope is on. I'm going to turn the attack down, the hold all the way up, everyone else down. Now you can hold the 808 for as long as you want. Now let's add an 808 pattern. I'm going to go into the melody. Okay, so here you don't want to get tricked, because you may have wanted to put the 808 at the C sharp here because you see it's the bottom note of the melody. But no, F sharp is the bass note. We just added that C sharp for more of a bass tone to it. So make sure that you don't get confused. Whatever sounds right is probably right. So I'm going to highlight that, copy it, paste it into a new pattern, put that into the playlist. So here's the 808 technique that they used in Piped Up. It's when you take your root note and you go up a fourth, and then later you go up a fifth, up even higher. So it sounds like this. I'm going to add a kick. I'm going to grab a clap. So now here's where the real bounce comes in with the snare. I'm also going to put it on top of the clap. And this part is essential. This is what really makes it bouncy. When you add the snare right here in this spot in between the claps, and you got to make sure that a kick or an 808 is not hitting here. So it sounds like this. I don't know, there's just something to it that makes it so much more bouncy when it's just the snare and no kick there. I'm going to add in one more snare. Gotta add the open hi-hat too. Wow, I completely forgot that we have to add an open hi-hat. What am I saying? Closed hi-hat. Let's add a hi-hat roll. 1/2 step. Let's get into the mixing. I made a mixing preset for my 808, which makes it go insane. Basically, I have a wave shaper that's an image line stock plugin. Looks like this. Then I got saturation knob on top of that, so it's even more saturated. And saturation knob is a free plugin that you can get. Turn the knob up to about 2.4, and I keep the saturation type on low. And then the EQ, I just add a low pass filter and add some mid range to it. And I put the 808 in mono. Now you got a killer 808. Make sure that you lower that though. It's a gem. Then for the kick, I add some high end around 3K. Just to give it more presence. The clap, I'm just going to add some high end, high pass filter. The snare, I'm going to add an EQ, slight high pass filter right here. And then I'm adding to that low end frequency right here that pops out. You can see it, not too much. And then I'm going to add some high end. Now I'm going to pan my open hi-hat to the left and the snare over here to the right. And now let's level it. Here's a quick tip. Sometimes the kick can hit much harder and work better with the 808 if you reverse its polarity. And you can do that by hitting this switch right here. Hear the difference. It's a weak kick to a hard kick. And there you have a Comethazine beat, just like Piped Up. So now I'm going to structure it. I remember in the song it just started straight, going into the 808 and the clap. So I'm going to have the melody, the 808, the hat, and the clap. And then later I'm going to add the kick in and all the bounce snares and the open hi-hat. So it's going to sound like this. is a Comethazine type beat in FL Studio 20. That was pretty fun to make. Hopefully you learned something. Remember the dark melody with halftime on it, the aggressive 808, and all the bounciness from the kick, the snare, the percussion, all of that. So I want to thank you all for watching. Be sure to share this video, comment, like, subscribe, whatever you want. And I will see you in the next one. It's Chambers, chambersbeats.com.
Don't pipe up, sipping scissor.
All piped up, sipping scissor.